Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful, beautiful, fantastic day. And foremost, happy Halloween if you're watching this on October 31st, or Halloween if you're watching this the day it was posted. Happy Halloween to you all. It is a fairly rainy one for quite a big chunk of the eastern part of the United States and the northwestern part. So let's just dive right into this. Actually, before that, if you'd like to support this channel, you could do so by subscribing, hitting the subscribe button. Not this one; it's down below. It's down below. If you scroll down on the YouTube page that you're watching this video on, and you can click the subscribe button, and you're subscribed. So consider doing so. We're going to look through the the rain system that is producing quite a rainy and not the best Halloween. You can see this is Wednesday right now. It is, as I'm recording this, trick-or-treaters are getting out their doors, and many are people grabbing the bags and heading outdoors. Well, for the central part of the country, you're fine. The southwest, you're fine. The northwest, that's a little bit iffy. There is some scattered showers and even some snow in the higher elevations. But as I'm saying, you can see the eastern half of the country, or this little segment that stretches from Texas, Texarkana area, all the way into portions of southern Canada, through the Ohio Valley into southern Canada. You can see very rainy weather, and that continues all the way through Friday, and then we get another storm system on Saturday across the northeast, and we get another system next week. This is already going to be Monday. You could see a fairly large system pushing through, and another system. So overall, very rainy, active pattern for the east, but at the same time, it's interesting because we could be seeing some of the models are hinting towards a bitter Arctic blast, and I am calling this an Arctic blast because we're getting down to this time of the year where the cold air from Canada will be cold enough to produce even digits as low as single digits, and single digits are freezing cold, and that could definitely be called a bitter cold outbreak. And we have actually that potential for that somewhere around the November, halfway through November mark. So that may be something to watch for. However, if you like the cold, I would not get too excited yet because it's still very far out. But right now, you can see quiets down for about the mid to the later part of next week, and then we start seeing some storms again and some more active pattern. But you can see that time frame where it's calmer. You could see right after that big storm, that's when we could see that bitter cold air. So let me just show you the GFS 2-meter temperature anomaly, and you can see that this is some bitter cold air. So we get that first phase of calm weather marked by some cold weather, and we get that storm passing through. So it's bringing in some warmer temperatures marked by the warm temperatures and the orange colors, and that could bring some snow to some portions. Again, this is so far out, this would definitely change. But what I'm saying is, you could see that is bitter cold air. If we were to go to the actual 2-meter temperature shaded, you could see 13, 10 degrees, single digits up in northern Minnesota, and this is only November 13th, so this would be very, very, very cold air, unheard of. And the reason I am actually bringing this up and not completely ignoring this is because the European model on this has also agreed, and there are actually the European models also showing a Arctic blast around this time. So that that doesn't happen that often, that two models are agreeing that usually don't agree. And especially when it's this far out. I mean, we're still 300 plus hours out, almost 15 days out, and yet the GFS and the European model are agreeing. So right now I want to show you the European, let's first actually show you the GFS. What we're looking at right now, let's go to upper air, and I want to show you 850 millibar temperature. And yes, this isn't the surface temperature, but basically this translates to a colder surface area temperature, and I won't explain why. I did that already in my previous videos. But we go through time here, and again, this isn't surface temperature, this is just anomalies up in the atmosphere. But typically when it's colder in the atmosphere, it's colder down in the atmosphere, down in the surface, below average. And you can see that we get that first cold outbreak, like marked by, this is the same thing I was showing you earlier, just on the 800 millibar, and you can see again marks very, very cold air, and that could be definitely marked by some brutal wind chills and cold. And now let's go to the European model, which is known as the ECMWF, and let's go, let's say 48, 72, 96, 120. You can see the European model also has an Arctic outbreak, but at a different time than the GFS. You could see 9th, 9th, and the 10th rather than the 15th. So this is why am I paying attention to this? Well, because it could be indicative of a pattern that could be setting up that could last into December. But at the same time, this is just kind of interesting. I want to share my thoughts with you guys. I mean, you are the reason why I make these videos. So what I think and what I predict, I want to share with you so that we could go through this journey together and see what happens with this. Am I predicting at this point anything? No. All I'm saying is that an interesting pattern may be setting up later into November. And as of now, you can see the Climate Prediction Center 6 to 10 days out, still below average for the mid part of the country and normal for the the areas around that, and then the southwest coast and the east coast above average. And the main reason for that is due to the fact that the big storms will be riding up, bringing in warm air along with them, and no chance to cool down behind it because there will be another storm behind that storm. So kind of that's the reason. And you can see later on the pattern quiets down, so the warm air kind of disappears, marked by some normal to even below average temperatures for the 8 to 14 day outlook, which is the 8 to the 14th. You can see they're showing below average temperatures, but they're not high. They don't have high confidence in that, but they are definitely showing some. And in terms of precip, you can see not many extremes. I would like to show you the 6 to 10 day outlook precipitation to show you that, yeah, these big storms will be riding up here, producing a lot of precip. But while they produce a lot of precip, they bring in a lot of warm air in with them, and with that, they leave above average temperatures behind. So that is that with the Arctic outbreak potential. That is, something we need to watch. I want to show you now next the European model snowfall amounts. You could see that in general, a huge portion of Canada, especially southern Canada, will be very active, seeing quite a bit of snow. You could see that areas, especially in southeastern Canada, like Ontario, not Lake Ontario, areas and provinces, I should say, like Ontario and Quebec, should be getting hammered by these type of systems that will be tracking from the west. You could see up to 20 inches in the next 10 days, a definite possibility. Also, we need to realize that the snows in British Columbia are absolutely being ridiculous. They're ridiculous amounts. I mean, let's just click on one of these things. You can see 50 inches in the next 10 days in the mountains, so very large amounts. The mountainous northwest is getting quite a bit of snow, and even portions into northern United States will start getting some snow, especially those areas that are in the green. And we could be potentially seeing it some sort of nor'easter, maybe even developing after a while. So very interesting. If I were to, I don't know if I can, but the European model a couple of days ago was showing a huge storm across the Midwest. Now it's backed off, but something very interesting to watch. Something we'll need to keep an eye on for. So let's just go to the CMC model, which only goes out to 240 hours, and let's see if it does the Arctic outbreak potential. So you can see it has some cooler temperatures, definitely in here. So if we were to go to the 2-meter temp anomalies, you can see definitely some cooler weather. But whether that's true, we don't know, because the CMC is always influenced by the current weather pattern, and it kind of transcribes it into the future weather pattern. And you can see it's like here all of a sudden it's warm, now it's cold, now it's warm, and you look at that. It was warm here, and then all of a sudden it just turns into bitter cold, and not bitter cold, but much below average. And I just don't really take that as a great source of evidence. It's just very wavy, very all over the place, if you will. So if we were to look at the total snowfall accumulations according to the GFS, total snowfall, similar to the European model, just a little bit less, but still very high amounts in the northwest, extreme amounts of snow in British Columbia, quite a bit in Alberta, Canada, and again, provinces like Ontario and Quebec will be seeing quite a good dose of snow, especially areas like Newfoundland, provinces like Newfoundland also in this. So that is that basically for today's video. I could actually show you, no, that's basically it for today's video. I just wanted to quickly do a little interesting pattern update for you guys. Wanted to introduce you to the potential for a new pattern change that could be occurring. And that is basically it. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something new. Happy Halloween. Consider subscribing to my channel. Consider liking the video. And I'll catch you guys all on the next episode. See ya. Bye.